The following contest is a no count-out, no disqualification Texas Tornado Tag Team match. And in this contest, the loser of the fall must leave NWA Anarchy. Introducing team number one, at a total combined weight of 510 pounds, the team of Jacoby Boykins and Chris Mayne, the Ambassadors.
As we get ready to wait for the introduction from our ring announcer and my color commentator, apparently this evening for Hardcore Hell 2012, wait a second, the music has stopped, and we've got craziness all around. This matchup has been building for the weeks that since it's been put into play. It's Texas Tornado rules, loser leaves Anarchy. Whoever gets pinned will no longer be here. And Brett Wolverton getting ready to make the ring introductions, but he's already introduced the Ambassadors, and the Ambassadors, if you notice in the middle of the ring, are not there. They're basically waiting for the opponent. 517 pounds. Oh, a bit of an attack right now from the Ambassadors. And when Brett Wolverton made an announcement that this was going to get dangerous, he wasn't lying. It's a little too close to comfort for me. Take a good look at all four of these men. One of these men will no longer be a part of NWA Anarchy. We are going to try and do the best that we can to keep things under wraps here for you, but it's a powder keg waiting to explode. And who knows if it's even going to happen inside the ring. We've got fans holding chairs. We've got Shadow Jackson, Nemesis, the Urban Assault Squad taking on Chris Mayne and Jacoby Boykins, making up the Ambassadors respectfully.
Did I make it?
Yeah, I'm out of breath watching this, so I can imagine what you had to do to get out of Dodge.
There was nowhere to go.
And obviously I'm not too surprised that you would be here for this matchup, because I figured, you know, that you would be usually when John Johnson is out there leading his charge, but what I'm a little more surprised at is that there's no John Johnson.
All I can think is, you know, with this being under Texas Tornado rules, no tags, no countouts, no disqualifications, pardon me as I try to catch my breath, that he didn't feel safe being at ringside.
Well, you know, this is John Johnson. You're probably absolutely right. Whenever he has the chance to be away, any chance of bodily harm, you know he's certainly not going to be around. And Nemesis taking it to Chris Mayne right here, and we've got Shadow Jackson on the inside with Jacoby Boykins. And what's amazing is both of these teams have been very formidable opponents for anybody that they go against, and I can't imagine that at the end of this night, this team will be no more.
Yeah, one of these teams will be split up. One will have to go either into singles competition or find a new partner. The other gone from Anarchy completely.
Yeah, and well, you know, not to cast stones or throw fire on anything possibly, but we've known, you know, several months back that Shadow Jackson Nemesis may have had just a tiny bit of a disagreement. They maybe weren't on the same page. I feel like maybe that's come back to you know, they're back on the same page now as they go into Hardcore Hell 2012. But even before the show, I had a chance to talk to Shadow Jackson, and he hadn't even seen Nemesis yet. So I feel like they may not be as close as they need to be when you're going against the likes of the Ambassadors, who are a very cohesive unit. And what's certainly been shown is whether John Johnson is here or not here, the Ambassadors really, they don't always miss a beat. The one thing that they always can use to help with John Johnson is maybe distraction or some tutelage. But wait a second, we've got action in the ring here. The chair is on the middle. Oh, the Samoan drop on the back of Shadow Jackson.
Onto a steel chair.
And the big splash. Oh, and he nails it as well, too. Goes in for the, wow, he's going to go in for the cover. But that took a lot out of him as well. Oh, and we were inches away from Shadow Jackson being gone. And can you imagine what the ramifications that would be?
Incoming!
Oh, look out. Oh, my gosh. Almost in my lap. I'm glad I didn't drink a lot of water before that.
Yeah, we're not even safe where we're sitting as they throw it right into the ramp in front of us. how dangerous is this match? Because not only do you have no countouts, no disqualifications, how rare is it to see two officials for one match?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they knew the importance. The NWA Anarchy representatives knew that they needed all the help that they could get here. I think they're going to need the National Guard on the outside. We've certainly seen that there's nothing that stops these four men. Wait a second, there's a chair. Oh, I don't think so.
No.
That was a little too close to comfort for me. I haven't checked my insurance premiums in a while. And Chris Mayne's got the chair out here. Jacoby Boykins with the chair just laying across the back of Shadow Jackson. And this could be really dangerous right here. We're going to do a suplex from Chris Mayne. If he nails this, Nemesis trying to block. But wait a second, I hope the reversal isn't here. He's going to wind up on top of my head, and I just got my hair done. Wait, we got Nemesis. Oh, we got it again. Oh, man, every time I feel like there's an earthquake, an 8.5 going right there into our broadcast booth, or what's left of the broadcast booth. And now Nemesis is going to take it straight to Jacoby Boykins. And not only are there bodies littered everywhere, there's paper, there's signs, there's chairs. But that's exactly what you would expect when your career is on the line, basically here to be a part of NWA Anarchy. And all four of these men have seen victories, and all four of these men are used to that pay window, and neither one, they're all in their prime. No one wants to cut this short tonight.
I just saw the referee, Ken Wallace, checking on Chris Mayne before he stood back up, asking if he was okay. I doubt seriously any one of these superstars is going to say that they can't continue. They know their career is on the line.
Yeah, and that's what this means here, to be a part of the NWA Anarchy, one of the premier pro wrestling organizations in the world. And that's exactly what you expect when you have four of these combatants taking it and giving every single thing that they have. We've got Shadow Jackson, a former NWA Anarchy heavyweight champion 3 times. And then you've got them teaming up with Nemesis, a former 3-time tag team champion, as the Urban Assault Squad here in Anarchy. And you've got the Ambassadors being led by John Johnson. Well, normally, but of course, again, with the Texas Tornado rules, he's nowhere to be seen. And to be honest, I don't think even if he's in the back, it's safe to be there right now.
Shadow Jackson is busted open. Nemesis climbing up to the top. The Ambassadors need to watch.
What is it? Oh my gosh! Wow, talk about high-risk maneuver there. Nemesis trying to fight off everybody he can because he knows his partner Shadow Jackson is hurt, and he doesn't want to see this team split apart.
And you'll notice for their own safety that the officials now have gloves on to protect themselves. You know, it's going to be a dangerous situation when you've got these...
Oh, wait, Nemesis is right here again, grabbing that steel chair.
We saw when the Urban Assault Squad fought the Hate Junkies, there was one of the bloodiest in NWA Anarchy, and this looks like it could be just the same.
Man, did he tear him up? I was going to say the welt on his back, he's going to maybe need to wear a Snuggie after this. And Nemesis again with the chops, just taking it to Jacoby Boykins. I can't even, I felt it through my body, from my toes to my head. This is vicious, and Shadow Jackson, as you stated, has been busted open. Blood pouring down from his head. He's taking it with the right hands completely to Chris Mayne, trying to open him up as well, do everything he can to get that advantage. Look at the power from Jacoby Boykins. I thought he was going to go straight through the ring.
He very well could have. Jacoby Boykins is that powerful. And, you know, in recent weeks, Jacoby Boykins may have slimmed down a little bit, but he is still deceitfully strong.
Well, I have to tell you right now, it certainly seems the advantage of the Ambassadors. They've got the former 3-time Anarchy Heavyweight Champion Shadow Jackson busted open. Meanwhile, Jacoby Boykins taking some of that furniture and planting it right there in between the ropes. And they're going to take Nemesis and plant his head as well, right into that chair.
Head first into that chair. He's down. Shadow Jackson out on the floor. Right now, the Urban Assault Squad are at the disadvantage. They're repositioning that chair. I think they're going to put it back in that corner one more time.
And his head, man, I tell you, it's planted firmly into that steel chair. It's a good thing they're not at my house. I use those chairs for my dining room set. I'd be one less short. But I tell you what, Shadow Jackson on the outside, not recovering at all. Nemesis hasn't been able to get back on his feet as well, too. And, oh, my gosh, it looks like from my vantage point, I can't tell if he's busted open as well, too. Oh,
if he wasn't, that's going to do it.
That will certainly take it there. And right there, you know, the first one connected in the middle of the chair. That one was right on the edge of that chair.
The Ambassadors have taken their eyes off their opposition, though. Shadow Jackson back in the ring. Big double clothesline.
And I don't even know how Shadow Jackson is standing after all of this. But wait a second, Jacoby Boykin's about to be the recipient of a nice suplex there. And Shadow Jackson really needs to get these fans behind him because he's in trouble. And I have a feeling his tag team partner, one half of the Urban Assault Squad, is in trouble as well. Wait a second. Buddy's going to go for the... Oh, and Jacoby Boykin's caught him and plants him that side slam there. And oh, man. Shadow Jackson is reeling. Chris Mayne going in for the cover, too. Nemesis is man, barely able to make it, move at all. Shadow Jackson, it didn't take much for him to not be able to get back on his feet. And it still seems to be in this contest, the majority of it's been all the ambassadors.
And now it looks like D. Byers is going to handle officiating inside the ring, where Ken Wallace is standing, where a little bit later on Jerry Palmer will be as an outside enforcer in tonight's main event. Yeah,
absolutely. And Chris Mayne using that opportunity to choke Nemesis, and that's the advantage that they have when there are pretty much no rules in this, except there must be a winner. And Shadow Jackson taking it to Jacoby Boykins, and Jacoby Boykins fighting right back as well, too. Both men certainly have to be spent, and no one is probably going to be... Oh, man, he did Shadow Jackson's move right there, able to get the cutter on him. And now Jacob Ashworth, Jacoby Boykins able to go in for the cover. Oh, my gosh, and listen to those pounding blows.
Still a little rattled from those rams into the... Ooh,
yeah, apparently I'm a little worse for wear at the moment, and I'm not even in the matchup. But Nemesis right out here by us, and he's certainly been busted open. Chris Mayne about to be possibly the recipient of a suplex on the ramp here, but keeps trying to block it. And now Chris Mayne going to see if he can't do it as well. Meanwhile, he's got a big drop kick from the big man, Jacoby Boykins, on the inside there. Oh, the eye rake. They're going to do the, DDT right out here on the ramp. And that's already going to hurt the injured head of Nemesis, who's already busted open from that chair. 2 chair shots in the ring.
The T-shirts of the Urban Assault Squad started off this evening bright white. Now they're shades of pink and red from the blood.
Yeah, absolutely. And, great team maneuvering here. John Johnson has really schooled both of these two. Goes in for the cover on Shadow Jackson. Oh, I thought that might have been 3.
That would have been the end of Shadow Jackson and NWA Anarchy.
And no one wants to see the end of Shadow Jackson, but no one would blame him. And at a matchup like this, no one can take anything away. And Shadow Jackson still keeps fighting back. He has more life left. But Chris Mayne just taking the chair and wielding it into the ribs of Shadow Jackson. And I don't like this one bit. He's taking the head in the chair. Nemesis seeing that as well, but he's got a chair of his own, wielding it. Oh, man, across the back of Chris Mayne. And that was enough to knock him all the way off from the top rope.
Tumbles down to the floor. Now the Urban Assault Squad has Jacoby Boykins 2-on-1 in the ring. That may have taken Chris Mayne out of the match completely.
Yeah, Nemesis now got that chair across the back. Whoa, it sounded like a baseball bat hitting a home run. Oh, and another one. Man, we're going to have the home run derby right here in Cornelia, Georgia. The kick.
Big boom.
Shadow Jackson nailed it. Now all they got to do is follow up with it with the count. And Nemesis going, the big body that he always does, the drop. Going in for the cover. D. Byers going to make the cover. Oh, wait, it was 2. Oh, was that ever close?
It was 2 and the foot on the ropes.
And now Nemesis is going to take Chris Mayne and pretty much have the worst wear as well for him, too. Kind of like the fate of Jacoby Boykins and Shadow Jackson out here. Oh, wait a second. Shadow Jackson reaching. He's got the bat, and you see what it's wrapped in. Urban Assault Squad going old school. They're taking it back. Hey, you got to fight fire with fire when your paycheck is on the line, especially in this economy.
Timmy D, where in the world do you find a baseball bat with barbed wire?
Certainly not in the Expos for Jose Canseco, at least, but maybe a cork bat, perhaps. But I tell you what, Shadow Jackson has at least found it. And, man, Chris Mayne on the receiving end of those right fists from Nemesis. Jacoby Boykins meeting out here by the steel post. And this is just back and forth. But wait a second, Nemesis has got the baseball bat, and he's going to gouge the head of Chris Mayne We've already got 2 people busted open as well. That certainly isn't going to bode well for Chris Mayne. And he is, I can see from my vantage point, he's busted open as well. Oh, face first goes Nemesis into the chairs. And we've got 3 people busted open. A lot of bloodshed is going to be shed here already in this matchup.
He is Shadow Jackson digging at the forehead of Jacoby Boykins with that barbed wire bat. This is disgusting. I don't know where this one even finds something like that. Why would you think to use something like that?
Well, that's how the Urban Assault Squad, that's how they roll, that's how they take it. They'll do anything they possibly can to be able to get the victory. And when Shadow Jackson, a great wrestler in his own right, but when he was able to team up with Nemesis and bring back the Urban Assault Squad, a team that certainly has been able to take it to friend and foe, and we've seen what they've done in season's beatings against the Hate Junkies. But the Ambassadors, they've never met a team like the Ambassadors. The Ambassadors have been on a roll. No, every team that the Ambassadors have pretty much been able to face, they have destroyed, and it seems like that's exactly the case here tonight.
Chris Mayne yelling for Jacoby Boykins to get in the ring. Jacoby was trying to focus his attention on Shadow Jackson. Now it looks like they may be trying to take Nemesis out of this match and out of NWA Anarchy.
Wow, and now Jacoby Boykins busted open as well. All 4 men in this matchup are bleeding and bleeding heavily, but certainly the Urban Assault Squad, to me, seem a little worse for wear. Oh, and they nailed one of those double team maneuvers, the knee, and watch out for the big clothesline from the power of Jacoby Boykins, and he's feeling it, and when he feels it and gets that cinched in, nothing stops him. But wait a second, Shadow Jackson grabbing a chair from the fan.
Chair might.
And Chris Mayne cutting off at the pass are going to allow Jacoby Boykins the big power move. Nemesis is up in the air, going in for that big backbreaker with the knees, and it's all the Ambassadors.
That may be all she wrote for Nemesis' NWA Anarchy career.
Jacoby Boykins going in for the cover. 2, and it's going to be oh, wait a second, Shadow Jackson.
Just barely was Shadow Jackson able to get in and break up the count.
I thought that was it. The intensity of this matchup, Shadow Jackson getting these fans behind him. We've seen this time and time again. Jacoby Boykins, oh wait a second, having no effect whatsoever. He better pull out all the stops he possibly can, because I've seen this. When Shadow Jackson gets riled up. Oh, is he gonna, the 1031, oh! He connects, and the back of Jacoby Boykins, the punishment that's already been there, wisely rolls on the outside here, but meanwhile we've got both Urban Assault Squad members, well, in theory, because Nemesis is still down, and we've got Chris Mayne, Shadow Jackson doesn't see it, oh, he goes for the kick, he connected to the top of the head, and now Chris Mayne, all he is 3 seconds away from being able to get that victory. And Shadow Jackson, the legacy here at NWA Anarchy, is going to be just a memory.
Chris Mayne setting up a steel chair. He's going after a second one. We know the kind of damage that these chairs can inflict.
We already saw that with Nemesis. Chris Mayne, a great specialist when it comes to being able to utilize something very effectively. And right now, that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Perhaps a suplex with Shadow Jackson at the receiving end. Shadow Jackson trying to get these fans here all the power he needs. A reversal here. Oh, the 1031 on the chair. And Nemesis ramping up with a big body splash. All the weight on there, and Shadow Jackson going up for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, wait a second. 1, 2. Oh, and Jacoby Boykins still able to kick out, and Chris Mayne still lifting up the shoulder as well. Oh my gosh, I'm going to need an aspirin after this.
I thought that was it, but if you had the double pin, what would have happened?
That is an excellent point. What would have happened? Well, maybe perhaps Buddy Ray Chase watching our enforcer here. Oh, he connects again with that stunner. Goes into cover. Goes 1, 2. Oh, and he did it!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of our match, the Urban Assault Squad!
You gotta be kidding me. John Johnson is gonna be livid. But more importantly, Chris Mayne has been pinned. The Urban Assault Squad coming out victorious, and Chris Mayne, he's done.
That's it. That's the end of the career of Chris Mayne.
There is no replays. There is no do-overs.
Yeah,
that's it. You knew what you signed on for. And Jacoby Boykins, look at his face. I think it's finally sunk in that the ambassadors are no more. I wish we could get a camera wherever John Johnson might be at this moment.
I'm sure he is losing his mind.
Well, the ambassadors, an amazing team. Formidable opponents to so many here in Anarchy. Every single person that's been in their way, they have demolished. But somehow or another, the Urban Assault Squad here at Hardcore Hell, pulling out all the stops, taking it to Hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a result of the deciding fall being taken on him, Chris Mayne must leave NWA Anarchy.
Well, fans, there's certainly a lot of fallout from this. I question whether the Urban Assault Squad were going to be on the same page, but they proved that and proved that in stride here tonight. So much so that the ambassadors are no more. And Chris Mayne, well, he's going to have to call it a career.
That's the end of Chris Mayne here at NWA Anarchy.